of mindset coming into this year's training camp?
Yeah. I just wanted to get down here pretty early, just get my work in, get outside. But I'm excited. I got a big year ahead of myself, and we're going to be a really good ball club this year. And I just want to make sure to get down here early, get my work in, make sure I'm prepared.
Anything different this offseason outside of getting married that prepped you for this year? Change anything?
Not much. I didn't change much. I just I have a couple goals going in this year, and one of them is consistency. In the big leagues, it's really hard to be consistent. You can have a couple good weeks, a couple good months, but I want to put together even a better season I did last year.
Team loses Uncle Mike, but you and Jake back. What does it say that they didn't add anybody, that they trust you guys and believe in you?
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. They should believe Jake and I. We're gonna have a great outfit out there. Obviously, we're gonna miss Uncle Mike, but no, it's huge. To have some confidence in the office and know that they believe in us and they support us. It's huge.
What did you learn about yourself last year? Your offense took another step forward. What was working for you?
I just had to. I thought I had to focus a little more. I knew I was going to put together some good at bats. For a couple weeks. Even a month or two. Again, my goal is to be consistent this year. It's really hard to be consistent in the big leagues. But I just started taking more risk up there. I made sure. Obviously, everybody knew I was a good fastball hitter. I had to slow it down. I had to hit the low and away soft stuff better. I had to take that stuff the other way. I just used my legs a little more. I learned a lot. Your first and second year, you're not really sure. You're on cloud 9 playing the big leagues. My third year, I just learned some things. I knew that they changed up the plan, day in, day out. I knew you had to come up with a plan every single night up the plate. And you have to earn that stuff.
You obviously know Joe, but what's the biggest difference in a short period of time right now with him being the manager?
I've known Joe for a little bit. I've known Omar for a little bit. Omar coached me in Double-A. And even with Snit, he coached me in Double-A too. Just growing up with these guys and being with him in the minor leagues, them coaching me and showing me some smaller things and then going up with them in the big leagues. And obviously, Joe's going to be a great coach. I knew that from the beginning, and he's awesome. He's a great guy, and he's super nice to you, and he supports you, and you just know what you're going to get from him every day.
What's the biggest difference you think you'll get from Joe between him and Dusty?
They're both great coaches. They both know their baseball really well, so I don't think there'll be much of a difference. Personally, I have to go out and perform. If I perform, I'm going to play. If I don't, I'm not going to play. So it's the same thing. I got the same mindset going in. I don't really care what I did last year. Right now I have to work and get better every day.
Why was it important for you to get here early, given you just got married and all that?
I just wanted to get outside. It's hard in Philadelphia to get outside. I'm working, I'm hitting, I'm working out every day inside, and I had to get into some warm weather.
What have your first impressions been of Josh Hader and just what he adds to this team?
Obviously, it's Josh Hader. One of the best pitchers in the big leagues. I got to talk to him a little bit. Super nice, super cool guy. I'm excited that he's on our side now.
Is it what you expected from him, or personality-wise? What surprised you about him?
No, I'm sure he was a great guy with the Padres and Brewers, and just coming in this year, I obviously didn't know him, and I've talked to him a little bit, and I think he's awesome.
Do you have any relationship much with Forrest
Whitley?
Yeah. I only asked that because if not, then so be it. But what do you say to him, trying to make this thing work?
Yeah. I think he's a great pitcher. Obviously he's been up and down with whatever, but I think he's awesome. I remember facing him in 2020, 2021, I believe, at Corpus Christi. When I was on the taxi team, and I remember he struck out like 8 of us in a row. And after that, I was like, this guy's unbelievable. But no, we could really use him this year. We really could. So I hope he looks locked in. He looks locked in every day. So I'm sure he's going to be just fine, and we could really use him.
Mindset of the team. Last year, y'all were riding high coming off the World Series. This year, to come one game shy of getting back there.
Yeah.
What's the motivation factor, especially to those guys in the division?
Yeah, we're hungry. Obviously it was a tough loss, and then having the Texas Rangers win the World Series last year. They played great. They were a great team. and it was tough because we couldn't win at home last year. We struggled a lot towards the end of the year, and we want to make that up. So coming back to Minute May this year, and we're gonna play super hard.
I apologize if you touched on this earlier, but what did you do this offseason to build on the year that you had offensively?
I just wanted to use the ground more. When I was struggling in late August and September, I kind of lost my legs. I started to kind of move forward too much, and I want to make sure coming into camp that I use the ground. And obviously they attack me low and away soft or hard and in low. So I want to make sure I have a good discipline up there, obviously, in good direction in my swing so I can hit that low and away soft pitch. But the way to do that is to use the ground, widen out a little bit. I got a little too tall a little bit, and my head started moving. I started missing some things, but yeah.
Was that like a mechanical change, or was that a different way of training? Or
it was just a different way of training. I didn't really change mechanically that much, but I just wanted to be a little wider in my base. Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, I mean, my first couple outings have been pretty good. So a lot of the stuff I worked on stuck so far. So hope to keep that going. A couple of mechanical tweaks and some pitch repertoire stuff that should be really good in the long run.
How's the slider coming along?
Yeah, I mean, I like where it's at. Just gotta stay on it. It's something that's new for me. I mean, I tweaked around with it last year a little bit. So I've seen a little bit of success with it early at times too. So I'm just trying to stick with that. Not get too excited right now. Keep working at it and make sure it's good to go for the season. Yeah, I mean,
Speaking for that.
yeah, definitely two different pitches, which is great. I mean, that's the first and foremost, right? I don't want those to blend. So, yeah, pretty much I've thrown 3 lives, and in all 3 of them, it's been 2 distinct offerings. So it's good. It's right where it needs to be.
Can you give much from like the swings that you've seen after them? Is that playing much at this point, or is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be work in progress with that. It's hard to take any. It'd be the same thing if it got hit over the fence a couple times, right? It's kind of hard to see until you get into some real game action and see, when things are at full go and how that plays, and especially when you're kind of more tailored towards maybe your strengths and weaknesses versus trying to get reps and feel right now in a live BP versus a game setting.
Any different feeling this spring? Obviously, with a little more defined role than maybe you had coming in the last spring, or you like to make the team last spring.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still definitely competing for a spot. I don't think anything's given around here. Maybe unless you're on a contract, which I'm not. So definitely coming in competing and trying to make the rotation again. But I have full confidence that I can do it and have a better year than I had last year.
How do you think you've matured from last year to this year? Just with what putting the whole season under your belt.
Yeah, I mean, I think you learn a lot just in one season. I mean, I think each and every year you try and get better physically, with baseball and stuff like that. But I think also mentally, it's you can kind of understand the ups and downs. Coming into spring training, hey, it's it's not quite Game 7 of the World Series on February 20th. You can kind of focus on what you're working on and make sure that it's good to go for the season when things really count. I mean, it counts now, and you take it serious and things like that. But you're not trying to put up 7 zeros. You're trying to get better and perfect your craft. So that's what I'm doing right now.
How do you feel body wise?
Yeah, I mean, I feel good. I came into spring training feeling good last year. I handle a larger workload than I was accustomed to last year. So I think just building off of that into this year, should be a lot better.
What do you think of Luke Berryhill with new song?
Oh man, that guy is super talented. I mean, I don't know if he takes singing lessons or not, but I don't think he needs any. He's good to go. He's awesome, man. He's got some pipes. No doubt. All right, guys.
Yep,
Thanks.
thanks.